All right, so hey guys, this is William. We're going to go ahead and get started in regards to um, agency. I just got done with Google My Business earning money, so I'm a bit confused there. So we've went over setting up your profile. We went over how to use your profile. We went over outreach. We went over answering questions. We went over providing value. We've went over what are your superpowers. We've went over what your offer is. If you've got your profile optimized, give me a 1. We only got 10 here tonight, but give me a 1 if you got your profile optimized. And then if you could, tell me what your offer is. What is your offer? Whether that's an audit, whether it's a free report, or just a general opt-in, let me know. Awesome. All right, so we're going to go over what we call, it's something called, if you will, let's go through this real quick. One of the easiest ways to make more money, and one of the reasons why I say go into groups and answer questions, is the fact is everything you do is more profitable if you can teach it. So if instead of just saying, hey, you need to be ranked on the top 3 of Google My Business, if you can teach them and educate them as to why it's better for you. So when you're getting them to opt in, you're creating a funnel, obviously. You're building up your email list. That's number 2. When you build up your email list, you now control the traffic. The problem with SEO, you have no control over that, right? You're ranked, people come to it, great. They don't, great, whatever. Pay-per-click is great, but I'm renting it and I got to pay for it every time. Social media, it's great, but I don't own it. So every single one of those things, whether it's SEO, whether it's paid, whether it's social media, all should go to an opt-in so you can get their email, so then you can control the traffic. So when I go to do an offer or I need a service, or also I want to educate them about a service, I can drop tidbits of information every day, every week, every month, however often you want to do it. I literally sometimes I'll send an email a day, sometimes a few times a week, but I'm always sending emails, okay? I will get people that will opt out, but for the most part, they stay in, right? So why do we want to do that? We want to educate them. Maybe they don't know about pay-per-click. Maybe they don't know about website speed. Maybe they don't know why Google My Business is important. You'll be surprised how many business owners actually don't know why what is Google My Business, number 1. So if you say GMB, they're like, look at you like a deer caught in headlights. Okay, so you got to use terms like Google My Business. Well, what's Google My Business? Google My Business is this. All right. So that's some of the things that you need to do. You need to start to educate your audience, warm them up. You have cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic. Who could tell me the difference? What's the difference between cold traffic and hot traffic? Put it in the comments below and let me know. Yes, we'll be teaching about active campaign as well, probably on Wednesday. The drip campaigns and everything, Patrick and Jason. If you just ask me, generally I'll do it. If you email me, yes. So cold traffic knows nothing about you. They are generally going to know nothing about you. They're not going to know nothing about your service. They may know that they have a problem. They may know that they're not ranking. They may know they're not getting leads. They may know their site sucks, but they're not going to know about you and they're not going to know about the service. So your job with cold traffic is to educate them in regards to your solution. The problem first, what's their pain point, then the solution for the pain point, and then hook them on your offer. You're going to educate them to take them from cold to warm traffic. Warm traffic. What is warm traffic? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear some answers. We're going to be talking. If I don't get some chit chats in there, I'm not going to be talking. Being serious. We got to talk about this stuff. We can't just come in here and learn and not implement nothing. Okay. Michael Thorpe, they know of you. They may. Warm is where you engage. They may, generally speaking, warm traffic knows about your solution. Maybe they've been turned off by a bunch of freaking SEO gurus that want to hoard and keep everything to themselves and all the secrets to themselves, and then don't want to tell nobody about them. And or they've been burned by SEOs, or they've been burned by someone that's a pay-per-click expert. You know, they know about the niche, but they may not be ready to buy. It generally takes about 9 touches or 9 contacts, 9 interactions with you before someone will even buy. It's another reason why you need an email list. It's another reason why you use Chirply for SMSs or ringless voicemails. These are all reasons why you want to do that and do opt-ins, okay? Hot. What is a hot lead? Drop it in the comment. I want to see what a hot lead is. Yep. Ready to roll. What's another term for someone that's cold traffic? Tire kicker. Tire kicker. It's one I use a lot. Hot leads are not about us. They're not about the product, really. They just know, hey, I have this problem. You have the solution. Here's my money. Right? So that's the difference between, if you will, cold, warm, or hot lead. Kevin, you may have to go back and watch this over again because we've already missed a few minutes, but we're going over a bunch of things right now. What's the difference between cold, warm, and hot? Cold, warm, hot. And if you got your profile optimized, and I know you do because I've already seen it. And what do you have an offer yet? What is your offer? Right? Those things. We're going to be talking more a bunch of things tonight, okay? Give you an example. So most people would say, well, I don't think I should have to educate somebody, right? So for an example, do you know, I forget the exact amount. I wish I knew it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There's a guy by the name of Rob Percival. He's a math teacher from England, right? You know how much this man made by teaching people computer programming online or educating them. This is why I'm saying you need to educate people about your solution and about the problem they may have. He made over $1 million in his first year by educating people. First year, 1 million, right? The difference between where I am now and where I was is educating people about the problem, the solution, the problem, the solution, and then what's the difference between me and everybody else. Okay. So those are the different things that we're going to be talking about. Okay. I'm going to go to a couple more things. There is several things. I mean, we talk about this in Google My Business, but there are tactics and things that will come and go that may work today, may not work tomorrow, but what you mainly need to concentrate on is not tactics. Tactics being different methodologies or shiny objects. What you need to do is concentrate on what is your strategy. Focus on your strategy, which is why I'm saying do this, giving you different steps, okay? Great tactics will most often change, and you see this in Google My Business a lot, but the strategy where I'm showing you, for example, creating good content in Google My Business, with website design, creating good content, structure of the website, structure of the GMB, that will never change, but tactics will. But if I stick with my strategy, I will always outrank everybody. It's the same thing with everything in business. Let's go through here a couple of things. One of the statements, y'all have probably read this, but the art of war, one of the things that he would do is before, if you will, a battle, he would study and assess the battlefield, study the enemy, just like I talk about in Google My Business, study their weaknesses. What are their strengths? And I'm gonna if I'm, let's say, in a boxing match and I find out the boxer or my opponent has a weakness or a broken rib, do you think I'm gonna keep punching him in the face, I'm gonna start drilling him in his rib, because he's got that weakness. It's the same thing with GMB. It's the same thing in business in general. You're gonna have to get a strategy down, okay? And what's your strategy? Why did I say optimize? Why did I say who's your ideal client? Why did I say, who is the person you want to, do business with? Creating a blue ocean. If you haven't got the book, I think y'all need to get the book, Blue Ocean Strategy. Okay. I'm thinking about starting to making it mandatory that certain books are read. If I suggest them, read them. There's a reason I'm suggesting them. Okay. There is, and we're going to talk about this. So, for example, one of the things I asked y'all is, okay, who's your ideal client? The next one is going to be, okay, what's your offer? Now, here's how you consolidate your offer, right? If I was to ask you, if I was sitting with you at your dinner table, or let's say you're dating, and I talked to Jason about this already, and you were sitting there with your wife's or your girlfriend's father, and he asked you, what do you do for a living? What would you say? If you cannot say it in one sentence, then you do not have the clarity you need to be successful. You've got to consolidate it down to one sentence, okay? And give me some examples. Consistency is definitely key, right? But if you tell me things like this, you'll see, this is how it happened, or, it's kind of complicated, or, well, it's started like this, or, some convoluted BS story. I need to be able to hear it in like one sentence. What do you do? You right? The problem is if you cannot do it in one sentence, then the problem is you don't have clarity, number one, and your crap is never going to work. This is why you'll hear Russell and a bunch of other guys will tell you, it's never traffic. Traffic and leads are never it's never the problem with, do I have enough traffic? Like this, okay? Let's say today I had 50 people listening. Is it the message, or is it the traffic? If I don't make money off of those 50, or get some kind of value off of those 50 people that were in there listening, is it the message or is it the traffic? It's never the traffic. It's always your message. If you're not getting the traffic, if you're not getting the sales, it's because your own shit is broken. It's not because of, the Jolly Green Giant down the street, or your competition's doing this, or, people just don't want to pay that kind of money for a website, or whatever other excuse you want to come up with. It is your shit is broken, and too many times people want to think, well, it's because of traffic. Oh, it's because I'm not ranked, or it's because of this, or it's because of that. It's always an excuse, right? So those are the things we're going to have to do. For example, here's another thing that we can do. And I'll put all of these questions, they're going to be on a spreadsheet. They're little, if you will, homework pieces that you're going to do. And they're really simple. Give me 1 second. For some reason, Hong Kong is calling me. I don't know why Hong Kong's calling me, but we'll see. think they're looking for you, Jeff. Here's one for you. Okay. Let's go back. So what you should be able to do is, and here's the fill in the blank. If I can make blank believe that blank is the only way to get blank, and the only way to do that is through blank, then all their objections are null and void. So here's an example. If I can make business owners believe that Google My Business is the only way to get leads, and the only way to do that is through me or Rank Fortress, then all objectives become null and void. If I can make business owners believe that all other SEO gurus suck, and the only way to get real results is through me, then all objections go away. If you learn to cast stones and stop, coddling yourself, then what happens is you'll start creating traction. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to put all this inside of the back end, all these little notes I got here. You need to have what we call a quantifiable end result. What is a quantifiable end result? Does anyone know? Chinese food's really good. Yes, you don't have to be the best to be the best at marketing. I tell people all the time, I suck. I'm not the best SEO person, but I'm really good, I believe, at marketing. I'm good at connecting with people, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I suck altogether, but we'll see here. A specific outcome in a certain time frame. Correct. So you'll have their current situation. With me, I'm not getting no damn leads. Or I'm getting 10 leads and I need 50. I'm getting 10 leads and I need 200. Right? And their desired situation. It's a point to point, a line. That's all it is. It's a point to point. What you need to have, and what most people don't have, is in between those 2 points is you need to have milestones. Month 1, this is what should happen. Month 2, this is what should happen. Month 3, this is what should happen. Or for instance, if you're taking in Google My Business, just for example, because that's what I do is Google My Business. In the first month, we need to get the structure right. We need to get the GMB structure right. We need to get it completely optimized. We need to make sure all that stuff's done. We need to make sure the GMB is on the website, the meta tags, meta description, all the on-site SEO is done, all that stuff. Month 2 is where we start to do all the off-page SEO, which is what everybody thinks SEO is and is not. Most people think SEO is all the backlinks and all that pretty shit and all the little maps you see that look like, art that should be thrown on a wall, which is nothing more than garbage. That's when most people think SEO is. But reality is month 1, when you're getting the structure right, is going to help you when you do month 2, which is when, in my case, you start doing Google My Business posts, when you start doing press releases, when you start doing YouTube optimization, when you start doing all the work, okay? So what you want to do is, okay, I'm here, and then in month 1, you're going to get this done. Here's a report. Month 2, here's a report. Here's where you were at. Here's where you are now. Here's all the links we created, all the niche relevant links. Here's all the press releases. Here's the YouTube channel. Here's the YouTube video. Here's all this stuff, right? And then month 2, I should see an increase. And where's that increase going to be? Is it going to be 30% visibility, 40% visibility? What is it going to be, right? So those are all measurements of, if you will, success. And as long as you have, if you will, those small wins, your client stays happy. Guess what happens if your client stays happy? They pay you. They're not happy. They leave. You know, how I get the question all the time. How do you retain clients? You keep them happy. How do you keep them happy? Give them what they want. What is it that they want most of the time? More leads, more phone calls, more emails, more traffic, you know. So those are all things that you're going to look at. Oh, so the biggest thing that you need to be doing is, if you will, educating them about, if you will, their end result. The problem, the end result. They don't really give a shit about your solution until they see you understand the problem and the end result, right? Once you see the end result, they're like, cool, this guy knows exactly what I need, right? But as long as you don't have that end result defined, they are not going to believe that you can solve their problem, which means they're going to go, when you tell them, hey, the price is $2,500, they're going to be like, well, that shit ain't worth it, because you haven't proven you even understand their problem. And then you haven't proven that you have a solution that's worth it, because you don't show them that you understand the problem. And you're not going to give them the solution, and then they're not going to solve it. It's one of the reasons why when you see me do my audits, which I've been teaching Jason, and if y'all pay attention, because I'm going live like every day doing audits, trying to drill it in everybody's head. It's like, what is my if you will, my generally a slideshow, what means we go slide deck, sales deck, stuff like that, right? My sales deck is, here's your website. Here's all the problems on your website. Here's your pain points. You're not ranking. They show you you're not ranking. I do a Google search, show them who's in the top. Here's your problems, right? I talk a little bit about the solution where I literally just go, so here, I'm going to send you this audit report, Jason, and we're going to fix these. It'll take me a few days to fix those. Now, let's talk about their number one competition. What are they doing that you're not doing? And then I dive into, what are you doing that sucks? And what are you doing that's right? And then I go into the geo grid and I literally say, here's where you're at. Here's where they're at. And that geo grid, when I show them the green and red geo grids, is really, it's the seal on the deal. It's, hey, give me my money. It's where most people are either going to sign up, or they're going to say, you're going to know, hey, they're just tire kickers. I generally know, and Jason's been on a few calls with me already, I know within the first few minutes if they're a tire kicker, just by the way they're talking. And Jeff's the same way. I've listened to one. Jeff is one of the people I've actually listened to. Jeff has had me on a call with him, listening to him, talking to these people. You think I'm rude? I've you got to hear Jeff's calls because he deals with catering. But the thing is, another thing that changed it for me as well is now to book a call with me, you have to pay up front for my time, because I know the people that pay will show up. The people that aren't going to pay are going to screw around with my time. They're going to cause me to miss my wife and miss my sleep. And then I'm going to be thinking I got 20 calls or 10 calls or 5 calls, however many it is. And then half of them don't show up. And Jeff knows this. Half of them won't show up. But then I guarantee you, if I had made all 10 of those fuckers pay, all of them will show up. Every damn one of them. I've not had a call yet where someone didn't pay and didn't show up. So that's one of the areas you're going to wind up changing once you start getting some traction and building your group. And now you become more of an authority, if you will. You need to raise your prices. That's where we start raising prices. That's where we start saying, hey, you're going to have to pay me for my time. I'm not talking about support. I'm talking about you want to white label with me. You want to do a website with me. 97 bucks, you're going to pay it. You don't pay it, we ain't talking. I've had people try to go into support. I've never talked to them in my life, and they try to sneak into support. I say, sorry, sir, you booked an appointment with support, and you're not in our customer database. How may I help you? Oh, I just want a white label. Well, here's the link to use. And they go, oh, well, that one means I got to pay. Yep, sure do. I just got to pay just to talk to you. Yes, you do. Why is that? Go to my website, read up on me. And they're like, well, I did. Well, you're paying for my time and my experience. I'm not taking my time lightly. Okay. If you become, this is another reason I tell y'all to find a niche. You become a specialist. When you become a specialist and you niche down on a very specific area, they'll understand you got to pay for my time, and I'm more valuable, and my services are more valuable than your 20-year-old granddaughter that thinks she knows SEO or web design. And then you're going to try using her. Then 2 months later, you're going to come back to me because it looks like crap. Yeah, Skype and Zoom, Loomly, and I know that other one you used to use, Jeff, Streamcast. So I use Zoom for my sales calls, but for my audits, I use Loom. I'll use Loom, and then I also use YouTube. So if they don't pay for an audit and then I'm doing free audits, those free audits always go on YouTube. This is where I said, do not think about creating content, document. So if I'm doing a pay-per-click audit or CRO audit, conversion rate optimization, or social media audit, or website audit, or content audit, whatever y'all are selling, right? I'm going to audit it, and I'm going to do it for free. And if I do it for free, guess where it's going? YouTube channel. And then I'm going to post it there. And I even tell them, I say, listen, if I do a free audit, it's going on my YouTube channel, right? Then I'm creating content. And besides creating content, and they start going, okay, let's say I go on YouTube and I'm looking for a pay-per-click audit or CRO audit. Is there anybody out there doing it? And then the more and more you start doing it, more and more content, more and more you're going to rank, more and more traffic, more and more leads, more and more sales. So this is why I say you want to document everything you do, because a lot of people go, well, I don't have all that time in the world to document. I don't have that time to create content. Well, no, you're whiny and you're making up excuses. So what you got to do is you got to go, how can I get this content? Okay, if I got to get this content, how do I do it? I do all my own content. My VAs don't do my content. I can't get Fresnel to go live and do an SEO audit for me. This is one of those aspects where William Jones has to do this. Not my, they may help me more with SOPs. They may help me with the processes. They may help me run the reports and then send them to me. But I'm the guy that's going to go in there and actually do the manual audit, look at everything, and do all of that. Besides Zoom, another good one to do audits besides Loomly, I also use OBS Streamlabs, but that's more advanced. We do layovers and a bunch of stuff when we're going to go live across a bunch of channels. StreamYard is very good if you don't know how to. Like StreamYard, I can show you guys. With StreamYard, I can literally, I'll show it to you. You pull it up, and once you get everything set up, you can choose where to connect, if you will, your destinations, and I can show you this. I don't use it as often because I'm using OBS right now, because OBS is better in my opinion in some ways. These are all my channels. So when I go live, it's going to go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different places. Right? And literally I just go create broadcast. Let's give a test and I'll show you. Go enter studio. It's probably not going to show the video, mainly because I'm already in YouTube. So it's not going to show it because I'm already using it. But let's say if I wasn't using my Zoom link right now, right here, it'd say add to the studio. You click add and go in here. If you wanted to share a screen, you'd hit share screen and go in here. And I can do an audit with somebody and invite the client and actually do a walkthrough live on my channel and show you how I do a live call or a live chat. And I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do maybe on Wednesday of this week, in which I'm going to do a call maybe with a client and actually show you how I talk to them and everything else. So besides of which, when you're also talking to people, you need to sound, confident in your experience, confident in what you're going to do, confident in your results. I know without me, you're not going to get this done. I know when you come to me, I'm going to take and it comes with, getting results a lot of times. But what happens is, for instance, maybe y'all aren't great at SEO. Well, you got me. Maybe you aren't great at web design. I'm sure you got me. Maybe you're not great at pay-per-click. Well, you got Jason. Maybe you're not great at LinkedIn. Well, we got Drew. I know Drew would turn that shit up on fire if you get Drew on LinkedIn. Because I have had Drew and I've had to have him, I'll say turn it on, and I'll have to tell him turn it off within like a week. When you show clients and you get confidence and you show them stuff like this, yeah, this guy started with 3 weeks ago. Now here's where he's at. That alone will sell people. But too often people want to make it complicated. Well, how do you do this? Do you do a sales deck? And what's the exact script you're using? That's the problem, right? Most people want to have this robotic bullcrap that don't work, right? Instead of having actually something that works, right? Which is going to mean you putting in the work, right? All right, now that we've done through all that, I'm going to give y'all, for example, the place, I've already told you this, where to buy Facebook accounts from. Because, why do you want to buy Facebook accounts? Because if you go in and you use your personal account, just like mine, it will get banned because you're going to develop haters. You're going to develop people that don't like you. The more you put yourself out there, the more you help people, the more you go on YouTube, you go live and you produce content, then you're going to get all these whiny little ass gurus coming at you. And then they have all types of feedback they want to give you. It's like, if you will, you went through a marriage and you got divorced, and all of a sudden, like, all these people become marriage counselors, right? That all of a sudden want to tell you well, you shouldn't have done that, and this is how you should have done it. Where are y'all all at? I don't see none of these people on YouTube talking about how to help business owners, right? But guarantee you start going live, you're going to get haters. You're going to get people that don't like you. So what you have to do, you get multiple accounts. That one I just dropped you is fbacs.com. You're going to go in there, buy buy like 5. I buy 5 at a time. I've bought recently, I have like 1,500 right now. So just in case. But I'm actually testing and doing some other stuff. So that's the only reason I got 1,500. I got a machine dedicated recently with Froboy to do all that. So 1,500 accounts, all of them will have their own IP. All of them have their own cookies. All of them have their own setup. But I'm doing it for something else, which is basically authority hacking, which we'll get into later, which I've talked a little bit to Jason about. So what do I say to a potential client who thinks pay-per-click is the only way to get their shit, and yet they have a shitty GMBN website? Why is GMBN site better than pay-per-click? How to get them to believe that? That is your job. Your job is to educate them. So if they don't understand why it's better, and that's what your end goal is, your end goal you want is GMB, Google My Business, right? And right now they think it's pay-per-click. Your job is to educate them on why pay-per-click is not and GMB is. And then you're going to have to educate them. Okay. fbaccs.com is the place you're going to want to buy them. right? When I get these accounts, and I've known, when I first started, Jeff knows this, I'd get them and I just immediately changes, get a new Facebook, get a new profile image, new banner cover, add friends, join groups. And the next thing you know, account's gone. Why? Because you did not warm it up. Warming it up is like gardening. I plant the seed, I go out and I weed, I water the plant, I let it grow. Takes some time, takes about a month before you can really start pushing the gas down some on these accounts, right? To warm up the accounts, this is what it means to do. It means you go into the account, you like some pages, you play some games, you watch some movies, you add a couple of friends here and there. Then you leave that fucking account alone. Just like in Google My Business, when I tell people, Google can tell if an SEO is doing it versus a business owner. A business owner will do what? They'll go in, little edit here and there, and then leave. Come back, a few days later, another edit here and there, and leave. But when a GMB gets flagged, it's because you come in there and you do a crap ton of stuff all in like 10 minutes, and then you're like, why did it get flagged? I don't know, because you don't look like a damn business owner. You look like an SEO. Your typical SEO don't act like a business owner. That's why when clients come to me, I do things, one thing, two things, three things, four things over a period of time. I don't do it all at once, and I don't get suspensions because I'll act like an idiot, right? So we add friends. This happens over a couple of weeks. Then I start sending messages to these people. One here, two here. I let it go. I don't delete the messages. Most people the marketers will delete messages. Like in my regular account, I delete messages. If it's the one I'm using for marketing, I don't delete the messages. I leave them there. Like, look at my wife's. I know she leaves every damn message in there. Every single one of them. Most people don't clean them out, right? And I do it slowly. And then I'll join a group, one group, then two, then three, and I build it up over time. Let's say 2 months from now, you should have at least 1,000 friends. I generally start adding friends, but let's say once I get up to about 500 friends, that's when I start pushing the gas. At that's when I'm doing 50 friend requests a day. That's when I start kicking in Kevin's tools and go, all right, now I want 50 a day, new friends. This is when I go into my friend defriender and I'll go through the defriender. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that aspect of Kevin's tool. Let me see if I have it open. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so let's go here, for example, and I'll show you this one. This is one aspect of Kevin's tool. Like, you don't want all those friends just staying in your account that you've sent friend requests to. So I go in here, hit here, delete pending requests, and I'll go through and it will delete any pending requests I have because I don't want all of those pending requests sitting there. And then Facebook goes, oh, you're one of those marketing bucks that want to use our business, but you don't want to pay us. Because Facebook hates that. Facebook also hates, and you'll never see me do anymore, and I'll show you this, you'll never see me do anymore, is using shortener links. You'll never see me post an affiliate link. Never. Because that's one of the damn quickest ways to get, slapped by Facebook. Use an affiliate link, see what happens. This is another reason why also, when I don't know if I've shown this to y'all, y'all starting to see me post, hey, who wants an audit? Question mark, picture. And then the first comment is what? A Google form, having them fill it out. When they fill it out, I'm getting their email address, which now goes on to active campaign. I follow up with an audit or whatever I'm pushing. So now they're in my campaign. Now that I have their email address, and now I have an audience I can keep pushing offers to. And on top of it, I'm not violating Facebook's link, policies. Yes, I don't use Cutly. Nope, I won't do it. One of the first times I took notice of that when I was working with Chase Rayner, and I was using his Thrive cart, and we were pushing that one of his offers to the group, and they literally slapped me after posting that within 5 minutes, and I was down for I think 3 days or something. And I said, "Why did I do that?" Then I went to post it again, and they warned me instead of just slapping me. So that's why I won't use anything that's not a legitimate domain name like rankfortress.com. You'll see me post stuff like that. Rank Fortress Academy, you'll see me post like stuff like that. Google Forms. Now, Google Forms, here's what I'll use Google Forms for, because a lot of people, why are you doing that? I'm collecting emails. So I'll go into Forms and you'll see every single event I have, every single thing has, if you will, 187 responses. Who would like 187 new leads? All these email addresses. I've already went through all these questions, so that's why it's blank. But you'll see all that, all those are leads. And they're telling me what they want. They're literally telling me, please do videos about this. This is what I want to learn. All right. Then let's say we go to CTR manipulation. I don't think that one's as popular, but we still got 10. And they're telling me, let's see what they want to know. How to do it best, how to best use it, how to do it. Yes, best way. What tactics are working today? How is it done? How to do it safely, how to set up CTR manipulation, what software to use. I could literally take that and start creating content and videos. So that's another reason why you'll see me posting when I even do my events now. You'll see inside of the events, if you click on, let's say this one, it goes over to what? Form. What do I need? I want your email. What do I want? Your website. What do I want? Your Google My Business link. I'm getting everything I need right there to push my offer and offer them services. All right. And I've already told you guys, like Kevin posted a question earlier today. I forget what it was exactly, but in the group. And one of my responses was, I would love to see that. It'd be great to do a live or a walkthrough, because I know how people work when it comes to wanting, if you will, information. I'm trying to look for it. There it is. Who would like to learn the simplest way to create eye-grabbing imagery from still images and add them to videos? Right? The only thing I would say is add in the form, right? And go live. Go live in the group. If you want to go live in my group, let me know. I'll let you go live. I have no problems with it. Right? I would tell you go live in your own group and go live in my group, up to you. But those are the things that I want to see you guys doing and taking advantage of, and not just, fiddling around. I know like Mike's, he's doing it. Jason's doing it. I know I've seen Kevin doing some stuff, Jeff doing some stuff, but those are all things that you need to do. And I'm going to take those questions. I'm going to pull them in the back end tonight or first thing in the morning when I wake up, along with the video. That way you can go through those and try to answer them. Number one is, okay, tell me what you do in one sentence. If you cannot tell me what you're doing and what you do in one sentence, then you do not have clarity. You're not clear. And if you're not, you don't have clarification on it, what makes you think your potential clients are going to have clarification on it? All right. How much to get into the dark fortress of Facebook network? If you want to set one up, message me and I'll have my boy set it up for you, but it's going to take a computer. You have to buy him a computer, set it up, and it has to have enough memory and everything else. It's not for the faint at heart. I'll put it that way. Let me go through some of these questions and let's go through some of these things. Okay. All right. Mike bought 5, but do not understand the proxy. Proxy. Okay. So let me show you, if I can show you, I'll show you one thing. All right. So when we're talking about proxies and IPs, you have, when you're using Chrome, all these different, if you will, accounts, and each one of them will have their own IP address and on top of it be attached to their own proxy. And it also stores its own cookies. So when Facebook or Google or anybody sees that account, they see that proxy with those cookies underneath that profile. Okay, instead of seeing it mixed with 20 other, things you got going on. You want to get neighborhood proxies. And the place I go to get neighborhood proxies is squidproxies.com. Squidproxies.com. So I just dropped that in there for y'all. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. I remove friends that don't engage. No, I leave them. I don't remove friends that don't engage. That's why people post, why the ones I know do it. Post, if you don't comment, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to remove you. Is they are trying to get engagement by asking that question. They're not going to remove them. They're just trying to get engagement. That's all. Same reason why he asks, you like hot or cold showers? Engagement. You use full links. Yep. Not the Cutley. You can buy the faces packages. I don't tend to do that as far as I'm concerned. If I'll use a generic, picture of somebody or whatever, or I'll use the ones they come with. And I do that because honestly, I don't care if they get burned or not, or they stop working because of the sheer fact I'll buy them, I buy them in large quantities and I'll just keep using them and burning through them, because I know what happens. That account goes down. That gives me an opportunity to make some more friends, make some more money. That's all. Yeah, use your forms from Google to create those links and get people to fill out those forms for audits or pay-per-click or CR, what type of audits you're doing, because you're filling up, if you will, your leads. That is my lead funnel. You want to know what my lead funnel is? It's a spreadsheet. That's it. Drew, you need a fancy colored backdrop like Jason. Those things cost over here in the Philippines like $20. I took mine down. I no longer have my green screen. I got a black wall behind me. But we are, some other news, we are building out. I'm going through everything still, but we are building out a separate building outside the house. No one stays here at night anymore. I make them all go home. And we're building a separate office building next to the house. And then my studio will be downstairs and I'll have my own studio. I'm going to be painting it up the way I want it, decorating the way I want it, everything. So see how many more people we can piss off. How much to get into the Dark Fortress? Like I say, email me and I'll have Ferlin get a hold of you. He'll do it for you. So I'm serious. If you want that serious, if you're that serious about it and you want to, I would tell you get your feet wet, of course, at first. But if you actually want to wind up getting, 125 or more accounts, or even more than that, 1,000 or so, then you're going to need to upgrade a system, have someone dedicated to just doing that. Like I give my new accounts to him and he warms them up for me because I'm not going to do it. He's going to warm them up for me. After he warms them up for me, then I say next step is Kevin. And then he starts doing everything with Kevin's tools. When someone goes to bullshit and talk about me behind my back or in another group, then I'll send in the drones. if you will, to annihilate them and drop the Hiroshima bomb if I got to. Because then what happens is I'll have 125 accounts come in, blue, 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 blue. And then next thing you know, for instance, I got people talking about me right now because I'm apparently selling a method, Google My Business method that has pissed some people off, but whatever. People get pissed off. But if you look at, for instance, this is what I've talked to Jason today. I said, learn to throw stones. Jason, I told him this. If you learn to throw stones, this is what happens to your organic traffic on your Facebook. You see this shit? So I really don't care when people talk, and I don't talk back to them, and I don't acknowledge them from my account, because I know what they're trying to do is pull me into their, if you will, their little matrix. So I start talking about them, and then they start pulling traffic towards them. As long as I keep my mouth shut, like Jeff has taught me, what happens is they start coming to my profile. Who's this William Jones dude? And then I keep watching this engagement. I've already added just today almost 1,000 new members in a day. So this is why I say start implementing a lot of this stuff that you see, okay? How do you set up the proxies on Chrome? I'll have to do that in another class, or I'll make how about this? I'll make a video showing y'all how to set up proxies. Y'all like that? I'll buy some proxies and I'll have them set up and show you that, right? Yep, William has a bounty on his head. I'd like to see him do that. Judge Dredd, Judge Dredd Jones, you're funny. Any more questions? I want to hear some questions, or type them out. And if you want me to make a proxy video showing y'all how to set up proxies and how to set up separate profiles on one computer, then send me an email and ask me to do that and remind me, and I'll have my boys downstairs make a little video and show you all that. If there's anything you ever hear me say that you want a video on, just tell me and I will show you how to do it. Okay? Email me and I'll definitely have them do it. Private proxies. You don't ever want to get shared proxies. You want to do your best to get neighborhood proxies, multiple cities, all types. I mean, you can do all types of stuff. But generally speaking, neighborhood proxies. I don't want to get someone off a pay-per-click. That's, Patrick asked, and what would I do to get someone off pay-per-click on a GMBs and sites? I'm not going to talk them off of getting off a pay-per-click. I think pay-per-click is actually a very viable method, and I think it's very useful as long as you're doing it the right way. I just so happily know people that know how to do pay-per-click. I don't do pay-per-click. Now, that being said, like the roofer I did earlier today on my live, how would I get him off of pay-per-click? Well, sir, you're not on the top 3 of Google, and I do that whole audit, and I notice that you're spending thousands of dollars on pay-per-click. Wouldn't it be awesome to be in the top 3 like your competition here? Wouldn't it be awesome to go from this red-ass GeoGrid to this green GeoGrid? Yes, sir, Mr. Jones. That'd be awesome. How much does it cost? Oh, it costs this amount of money. Boom, sold. Give me a credit card. Put them on a subscription. And we made that video for you. We're making the video for you regarding WooCommerce too, Patrick, on the Stripe. I could tell you the plugins. It's WooCommerce, Stripe, and then it's WooCommerce subscriptions. It's those 3 plugins. WooCommerce, Stripe for WooCommerce, subscriptions for WooCommerce. But we're going to show you how to set it up too. Pay-per-click is awesome to generate leads and scale. The thing is, once you have the money from becoming an authority or generating enough traffic and sales, and I have the money to put towards pay-per-click. Once I can outspend them, I can scale even faster. Yep, WooCommerce subscription. That's what I use. and it's been amazing since I've started using it. When I say amazing, I used to be held by the balls by PayPal. No more. I used to have to do everything. When I first started everything, I had to do everything manually. When someone signed up for my course, I literally had to go, okay, you want to sign up? I had to go to Payoneer, send them an invoice. They had to pay. Once they paid, I had to go back in, give them access to the course. I had like 5 steps. Now it's literally they pay, I get paid, sign up, done. You know, I won't use Zoom or PayPal. Unfortunately, I know Jason's pretty much, he has to use certain things. All right. Yeah, $17. I mean, to me, I don't ask those questions anymore. So probably $17, $20, something like that. It's cheap. So do you recommend using the drones to aid group engagement and ask questions? So how do you create engagement in your group? Let's say you get your group going, you make several of them moderators and admins. This is when you get into authority hacking, and maybe they're an authority on GMB. Maybe it's pay-per-click. Maybe it is web design. Maybe it is graphics. Whatever it is, they come in and they start posting questions and start posting pictures and creating engagement. And then your graph starts going blub, 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 up, up, up. The drones I don't use for that. The drones I use when I start having little birds come and whisper in my ear. When I have little birds come and whisper in my ear, okay, that's when I go, I call my boy Frolin and I say, Fro, it's time to warm up some accounts and drop some bombs. You can actually take out groups. If you do it the wrong way, i.e. the right way, you can actually go into a group and shut a group down. But you just got to be careful. If you have too many group violations, I'll put it this way, you have too many group violations and you get warned about it, Facebook will take a group down. So it's another reason why you want thousands of Facebook accounts. Don't fuck with certain people. I sell carrier pigeons on eBay. When they come back, I'll resell them. So, but nevertheless, yeah, Jason wants to know who wants to buy a bunch of them and share. It's not cheap. I mean, I give it to you. It's not cheap. You're talking thousands. You know, if 125 is $1,500, so you figure out how many. Close to 1,000 of them, about 10K. So, yep, Facebook will take down groups. I've gotten a violation before and I'll remove the person that created the violation, which was one of my own accounts. This is when I was using a affiliate link. Affiliate links are a no-no. Every affiliate link service you buy or refer, so Drew's putting this out there for everybody. If you refer to him and anyone signs up for a service with him, he will throw in and buy you a drone. Get you a set of drones. So hit Drew up on that offer. I had a 200K page, George says, taken down to sweet fuck. So they'll do it. Trust me, they'll do it. You just have to have enough violators come into the group. So I don't prefer to do that. I just prefer to outgrow people. So we're at 61,000 right now. We're going to be hitting 66,000 by end of week is my goal. All right, guys, that's about it. Patrick, yes, send me that information. He's one of the few people I listen to. So if you have any other questions by tomorrow morning, I'll upload this my morning, which is some of y'all's evening, and I will see you soon. If you have any questions, email them to me. And as always, it's been great and I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.